Hey everybody, B and Rick here. Firstly, we want to apologize about our previous
Attempts at a live stream tonight. For everybody that stuck around for almost 2 hours while we tried to totter through it, we appreciate it.
we thought it'd be a good idea to go live stream at night. Apparently it was not more bandwidth usage around here through YouTube, so low man on the totem pole didn't get their
Yeah, they throttled me.
yeah, so it happens. We apologize. We're going to try to get to the bottom of everything and see what's going on.
Yeah, try to make it better for you because we want to keep live streaming. That's our favorite part of YouTube is live streaming and talking to you. Um, so what are we doing now, Rick?
So when we set out to live stream, we set this up a few days ago.
I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I set up the announcement for the live stream on YouTube. So it's been up for a while.
Yeah.
People knew it was happening.
So we kind of joked about what would happen if somebody posted a video
During the live
stream and joked about hitting that little
Yeah,
bell button.
and just live streaming our reaction to it.
Yeah.
Well, come to find out, at the same time we went live, FD Fantastic Daily posted a video called "Try My Experiment." So not only are we had to react to this because, I mean, he's telling us to try it. So obviously he wants us to, he wants people to see it. And we're some of the people out there trying the experiments. So I figure it's actually appropriate because, let's see what this experiment is.
Let's see what he offers here. As always, I will link the description put the link in the description down below so you can we're not going to watch the entire video.
Yeah, we'll stop it before it's over.
So you want to watch the whole thing, head on over to Fantastic Daily's channel.
Yeah, I mean, still check him out. No matter what we say, go over and check him out.
Be optimistic about it. You never know. You may
enjoy it.
Legitimate.
Yeah.
But if anything, it's a great story.
Yeah. Let's see with this experiment. Maybe we're wrong. And maybe this experiment will prove us wrong.
We're going to mute the mic and watch a little bit, then react and see how this goes. So right.
Let's see this, guys.
Again, I will link put the link in the description down below. So, wrong button. Bottom one. There we go. Okay, let's see what's going on here.
Footage of my UV experiment here. Freya designed some of these tests so we can get a baseline of what this ultraviolet olive oil mixture looks like under different conditions. And before we use it out in the field, we want to make sure we have like a thorough understanding of how and when it works.
So if you didn't catch his previous video, they're
making up a UV slimy substance so that they can actually track the movement of the kids. They're going to spray it all. They're going to spray it all over everything, and then they're going to UV track the kids, like in Scooby-Doo.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a legitimate experiment if this stuff's really happening. But okay, so I guess what they're doing right here, it looks like they're gonna put samples of this stuff out and see what it looks like after these amounts of time, so they know how long it's been since they've been in each area. Okay, so it makes sense. This would be a legitimate thing to do in an experiment, right?
All right.
Basically, what I need to know is how quickly does the olive oil mixture dry once it's sprayed? If you step in wet mixture, what does that look like versus if you step in it sprayed an hour ago or 5 hours ago? We had to figure out all these variables before we could deploy the experiment. So what I did here was I sprayed down the poster board with my UV solution, and then I made handprints every hour. And so as you can see, the results are pretty consistent for the first 6 hours, but then the prints get kind of progressively harder and harder to see as the oil loses its stickiness. And I'm going to keep experimenting with different ratios of the mixture and see if I can get something stronger. But for now, this works well enough that I want to start using it.
So pretty basic stuff. So you guys see kind of what the last video was about. He's trying to find a way to track their movements so that he can get closer to them for whatever reason. Whatever reason it ends up being in the end here. What do you think? What experiment are we supposed to try so far, though?
Yeah, I think, is he telling us to do this?
I don't know.
Or telling everybody to try this experiment?
I guess we do have to watch a little more to find out.
Yeah.
So let's do.
So I've got this window of about 6 hours where the UV mixture is strong, and that means if I spray the perimeter of my property like right before dusk, it should be potent until around like 2 a.m. And if you remember with the trail camera experiment, Freya's software was finding the best data just after midnight. So assuming that that's when the black-eyed kids are most active, I should totally be able to collect prints right in this kind of time window. So next I had to...
So... is he saying that he's going to go out there during this time period with a UV light to track black-eyed children? Is that what we're hearing?
No,
Because that's the only time he can, because the prince won't show up after that. So he has to literally go out there during that period to look, right? That's the only legitimate way the experiment works. So that's got to be what we're hearing.
This video confuses me.
Well, let's keep going.
To establish what my shoe prints were going to look like so I could rule out any false positives of me stepping in this stuff. And for the duration of this experiment, I'm going to be wearing these shoes. They have a pretty distinctive looking print, so we'll always be able to tell, what track is mine. And no one lives close enough to my property that they would be out in these woods, So when I had security concerns, the police came out here and checked, and no one is living out this far except for me. So I can pretty much guarantee that the only human false positives we would get on my property would be my shoes, and they'll always look like this.
So far as an experiment goes,
it's an experiment. If things are really happening on his property, this is a legitimate experiment. But what are we supposed to try? Because we don't have the signal to lure him in. So are we supposed to just... Is he just saying to try this mixture out for yourself, just to play? I thought this was going to be a legitimate video. Let's find out.
I used my entire jar of UV powder in this batch, and I think this gives me enough for like maybe 2 or 3 nights, but the point is I'm going to have to make more of this stuff, and I want to make sure that each batch of the solution has the same ratio of UV powder to olive oil that I used for my tests here. And that is assuming that I don't come up with a more potent recipe, in which case I have to run the tests again. But this is how much olive oil I used for this entire jar of UV powder, and I'm always going to be using these brands. I mention this because I've said before that like one of the big goals here is I want all of my experiments to be easily replicated by other researchers. And
whoa, what? I call bullshit.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm done. I call bullshit.
Multiple people have tried to get a hold of this man.
And tried to get this signal so they can help replicate and help refine and help with these experiments, including us.
Including us. Has he sent anybody that entire hour of footage?
Where the black-eyed kid was standing outside his door.
Outside.
Yeah. Has he sent anybody the raw audio where he supposedly pulled these files out of?
Or either of the signals that he's used. Has he sent them to anyone?
Do we need to start pulling up the Photoshop Freya pictures and stuff? Because I'm just pissed at this point. You do not. FD, you do not. And we know you see it. We know you're going to watch. You do not. You're a liar. This is bullshit. I'm done. This is ridiculous. That statement is the most ridiculous thing ever. And then you call other people fake. You're garbage, man. That pissed me right off.
This is ridiculous. I mean,
And this is what happens when we live react to something.
I mean,
what? Should we even watch it? Or I don't care anymore.
I mean, that's
the dumbest thing you could have said.
okay. Let's
The trolls say it's stupid.
I mean, I'm not trying to. Good
No.
Lord,
Oh,
I've shown you guys where we tried, and
and other people have shown us where they've tried.
yes,
Lots of people. And we're not talking one or two. We're talking 15, 20, 30, a lot. A lot of people are showing us where they've tried. People are trying. That was just a false statement. 100% false, and we can show you proof of that all across the board. That's crazy. At this point, anybody that believes that this guy is even slightly legitimate, I'm sorry for you. Because to be emotionally invested in somebody who's so clearly lying and so clearly hiding, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't want to hear about it anymore. That's crazy.
I'm just kind of floored because,
Flabbergasted, right?
like, I tried. I reached out to him and I offered our help, and I legitimately offered our help.
And we saw other people who offered their help. Legitimately offered their help. And we saw screenshots. And we know these things. And we can't really talk about it yet, but we saw some other things.
Yeah, something I'm really
And you
upset
know
about.
what? We're getting our permission to talk about that because that needs to be talked about now. I wasn't sure before. Now I'm sure.
But alright guys, that's us reacting to...
Yeah, finish it on his channel if
Yeah.
you want. We don't care.
Yeah, do what you do.
Sub if you want. We would appreciate that. I know I'm angry right now. Sorry.
Remember to like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down.
We don't care.
Like,
we do.
We do. We love you guys. Thank you for sticking with us tonight. We may try this live stream again.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Because I kind of want to do a live stream.
All right.
Okay.
But let's sign off.
All right, we're done for this.